Hey Jakey, hope you're doing fine. Alright. Always have to get the notifications out and stuff. You good? Wadsm, you okay? Hey German, hey, how are you? I mean, am I good? I mean, it depends how you view it, right? I mean, I've been streaming sometimes the last few weeks, right? I mean, if I don't sugarcoat it, I'm like very miserable over the last few weeks, like very not good. But I mean, on stream, I mostly try to, at least, yeah, I try to stream when I'm like at least a little bit better, you know, because on stream, you are just, you're there to entertain, right? And people don't come to you because they want to hear about bad stuff, if that makes sense, right? I mean, that's why I also put a disclaimer in the title for today, because I don't want to just do an entertainment stream today, but talk about some more serious topics, you know? But yeah. So, hey Juicy, hey Lex, hey Dark Rose. This topic is important. Yeah, it is. Hey Leave. Stick up today for it. Nice. Hey Alice. Hey Heshi. Hey Kati. Kati, I saw that you subbed like I think a couple days ago during a tournament. I think I didn't shout it out, so thanks for the sub. Hey Didi. Hey Nishi. Hey Dark Roast. Hey Metro. Hey Chara. It's alright, dude. Just want you to feel better. I mean, thank you guys. I mean, mostly you can see it if I don't upload on YouTube or anything, then it's not good for me, I would say. Hey Worst, hey Juicy again. Hey Euban. Disclaimer's a good idea. And it's your stream. Yeah, I know. Hey Alex, hope you're doing fine. I think I just gotta jump into solo queue. So I have something to distract myself with while I talk. Just some easy weapon. What is an easy weapon? Tri-slasher maybe? I have not played much Tri-slasher this game. So maybe let's just play some Tri. Thanks, Kati. Hey, sorry. Let's just play. Yeah, let's just play Tri-slasher, I guess. Let's make this as easy as possible. Just ninja squid and swim speed. Let's go. Yeah, stay safe and stay healthy. Yeah, it is hard to stay healthy at least. I mean, I have been public about mental illnesses before, right? I think I don't talk too much about it, right? Mostly, I just do a post that like, oh yeah, don't expect too much of me. I gotta be back. I have to sort some things out, right? I think like 2 years ago, or was it even 3 years ago? I don't know. The time flies by fast by now. I made a detailed tweet longer about depression. I mean, some of you have maybe watched me long enough to remember that one. I mean, if you're like a loyal viewer, you mostly maybe are on Twitter as well, right? At least some of you might remember, right? I even think I did this when I was in a monastery, in a cloister. Hey, please, hope you're doing fine. Mental illness aren't very easy to deal with. Oh, not at all. I unfortunately have had a history of mental illness for close to 10 years by now, which is unfortunate, obviously. I mean, I don't want to get any pity here, or how do you say this? I just want to talk about it because, I don't know, I just woke up, right? I just waking up at like 7 p.m., right? That doesn't sound too good. But yeah, I mean, for me, oh yeah, I don't know. Like, I just had the urge for some reason to talk about it today, right? Because I always feel bad about it. Because I think, what could I do today? I could stream, right? I mean, I have not streamed. What am I doing here? I have not streamed. I should probably play open rather than ranked, so I don't throw it for my teammates, you know. 10 years is a lot of time, yeah. I mean, sorry when I'm not reading all of the chat today, right? I think I will just play open instead. Can I play open without someone to queue with me? This guy should die, yeah. Now, the thing is, like, I wake up and I think about what could I do today. I mean, streaming is mostly on top of the agenda, right? I mean, for those who don't know it, I suffer from depression, right? Sometimes more, sometimes less. For me, it's like it swings back and forth between mild and severe depression, right? So I have phases, weeks and months where I struggle from severe depression, which is very hard. Currently, there is another phase of that. That's why I'm barely able to do anything, right? You don't see me streaming much. You don't see any videos whatsoever. In between, it's only a milder form of depression, which I have learned to manage better over the years with a lot of therapy and assistance and everything, right? So in these phases of mild depression, I try to just do everything I missed while I couldn't do much, right? Okay, what I want to talk about? Oh, we almost got the lead, I realize. Oh, this guy can die. You guys can see that the way I play right now is not optimal whatsoever. This guy, he gets into the spawn. He gets the missiles out like a mad lad. Holy moly. But I can already see, like, I started streaming, like, and my streamer personality takes over a bit, right? So me playing Splatoon is probably, let's see. Alright, let's do a Ning chat, right? Let's go. Let's direct this guy. Cool shit. Let's direct this guy. This guy is armor. This is not good. There was someone around the tower, probably. Nah, guys. I woke up and I thought about what could I do today, right? Oh, we KO'd. Let's go. What helps you to break out of the severe phases? I have no idea, to be honest. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. It can't be easy, and you're not... Yeah, I appreciate the kind words, Olivia. The thing is, I have dealt with this so much that it just over the years, it gotten easier and easier to talk about it. Obviously, this still takes a lot to talk about, right? But it's like I kind of got used to it because it has been part of my life for so long, right? Okay, like, excuse me if I'm just babbling about stuff. I still try to find a start to talk about. I mean, I woke up and thought about what could I do today, right? I mean, currently everything is bad. I mean, if I wake up at 7 p.m., right, there's something wrong already. Why would I wake up at 7 p.m., right? I slept from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Okay, that's maybe not that much, right? I mean, that's 10 hours, okay, if you sleep a little bit longer, but I mean, why would I go to sleep at 9 a.m.? I already slept for 7 hours, or 6 hours, from 9 or 10 p.m. till like 4 to 5 a.m., right? And before that, I also slept the afternoon. So it's pretty much, I slept probably 18 plus hours the last day. And the days before, that wasn't different than that, right? That's kind of my go-to thing when I'm hitting those severe depressions, that I just sleep, right? I just try to sleep it away, because sleep distracts myself, right? But the thing is, at some point you can't sleep anymore. If you have already slept 18 hours, alright, you wake up and you ask yourself what you can do today, right? Obviously, you should try to first do basic human things, because these things, they always just, oh, I can play it, cool. Because these things, they always just don't function whatsoever, right? The thing is, obviously I can think about maybe I could stream, right? I mean, I thought about this today as well, right? But the first thing when I think about I want to stream is, okay, what do I need to do when I stream, right? I gotta sit in front of my PC. Or at least I'm sitting in my chair anyway, right? If I'm not streaming or not, like if I can't sleep anymore, if I can't lay down anymore, I sit, right? I sit in my chair. Okay, I'm already sitting in front of the PC, so I only need to press a button. The thing is, mostly when I stream, right? I want to stream with a face cam. Yeah, I still have school, but I'm currently taking a break. But I can talk about this later on as well. I just want to get you to the point where, like, to get you to what I'm doing right now, right? I mean, I'm streaming. I only need to, like, press a button when I'm already sitting in the chair, right? Like, my microphone is here. I just have to press a button and I can talk to you guys. Like, a few people will always come to my stream, right? But, usually I would not stream because I would usually want to stream with a face cam, right? The thing about streaming is I do enjoy, like, entertaining people, right? But I feel like if I can't take the stream seriously enough, right, it's not worth it. So if I don't stream without a face cam, for me mostly it's just, okay, guys, I want to stream with a face cam. The thing is, I look totally miserable right now, right? I haven't shaven in weeks, if that even a word. I haven't washed my hair in, like, probably 2 weeks by now, right? So my hair looks absolutely filthy. So, if I would want to, start streaming with a face cam, I would want to take, like, I would need to take a shower first, right? I need to take a shower first. But that already is hard as fuck to do, right? Luckily, I did take a shower without taking washing my hair on the weekend, on the day of the tournament. For some reason, the tournament did motivate me enough to kind of, or gave me enough energy to get my shit together, at least somewhat. Like I didn't wash my hair because it's like another hurdle to pass, right? Like for the tournament, I didn't want to disappoint my teammates, right? So I had this external pressure. So I actually ate something. I actually went to a walk, tried to at least live healthy for a couple of hours, right? I did shower, at least my body, so I don't feel absolutely filthy. I mean, if you haven't showered for like a week or two, you are absolutely filthy and you are disgusted by yourself. I mean, it is embarrassing to talk about this, right? I mean, who does not shower for like 2 weeks or so, right? But I mean, you guys can probably imagine how you feel about yourself if you do this, right? So I did it for the tournament, right? I did play in the tournament, I feel like I did well enough, but the thing is, I couldn't shower my hair yet, right? So I'm waking up thinking about I could potentially stream. But there's the big hurdle, I would want to stream with a face cam then. But I look absolutely filthy, so I would need to shower first. I would need to shave first. Maybe, okay, maybe shaving is not that important, right? I mean, you saw me with like that long beard I had once, which looked goofy as fuck. Like, my beard is getting longer at the moment as well. So, I mean, it's nothing I stress about too much. But at least the hair, right? I look absolutely filthy. My hair looks absolutely filthy right now. Yeah, that's one hurdle. The other thing is, right, if you can't even manage to, like, that's not even the first thing you have to watch out, right? Try shampoo is also a depression hack. I haven't heard about it yet. Like taking care of yourself physically, like showering, brushing your teeth. That's another thing that you feel absolutely filthy about. Not brushing your teeth. I mean, obviously it's not healthy whatsoever, but I just can't get myself to do it, right? And obviously that just adds to like stressing out over like having bad teeth at some point and everything. But luckily I don't eat like a lot of sugary things, so it could be worse with my teeth, I guess. I still have healthy teeth, thankfully. I don't know how I managed to do that over the years, but this guy can die. Nah, but what I want to say, guys, is like once you're at a point, right, where you can't even take care of yourself physically, that you brush your teeth, that you take a shower, wash your hair, right? That's not even the first thing you have to take care of. First thing that you have to take care of is you have to eat. Right, guys? You have to eat. I haven't eaten anything yet today. Luckily, I ate something yesterday evening, right? But that's always the first thing that you have to take care of. You have to eat, right? I mean, obviously, I'm hungry as fuck right now because I have barely eaten anything the last few days, right? But that alone is such a hard thing to do. Like just getting up, going to your kitchen. I mean, you don't need to make anything. Just getting a bread out and eating a bread. I mean, if you're lucky, you could even like get like a topping onto it, right? Some butter or like some sausage or something. But I mean, even just getting up there and getting yourself a bread to eat. That's already too much to do, right? And I mean, obviously you feel super low on energy over the whole days, right? This guy will probably just do this, yeah. Let's do this then, never mind. Oh no, we're losing. Obviously I don't care if we lose here. It's just... Guys, what do I want to... I'm talking about food, right? Okay, food is a hard thing to do, right? Luckily, I live with my parents, right? I moved back into to my parents because over the years I thought I struggled from this since like close to 10 years by now, right? I'm 24. That started in my teens. So I'm used to this shit, right? I'm used to this shit. Luckily, I could move back to my parents, and my parents can take care of some of these things for me. Mostly food, you know? If I can't help myself at all whatsoever with food, right? At least my parents are there to help me out. Unluckily, my parents are out on vacation right now. That's why I can't even get food right now that well. Like, luckily, my mother did prepare some stuff for me, right? But even just getting that is hard. I'm not a functioning human being whatsoever, right? I'm not a functioning human being whatsoever. It sounds dumb that you can't even get yourself to just get, like, there is food in the house. It's not even that I don't have food anymore, right? I have lived alone before when I had the severe depressions. At some point I just didn't have anything in my house anymore. That was way scarier anymore. Those were like the hardest times of my life. When there's really like nothing I can get to eat, right? Then I would actually have to get out and get myself something to eat. Like buy something, but if you haven't showered in weeks, like that's not even the first hurdle. That you can't really like... Obviously you're desperate, but you kind of don't want to get out like filthy as fuck, right? But luckily when I live with my parents, that's not the case. They can kind of take care of me in these phases. It's just unfortunate that they are not here right now. They're gonna return tomorrow, so that's at least good. I mean, another dumb thing is that I lose a lot of weight when I am having these severe depression phases, right? I mean, you guys know that I am a very skinny guy, right? But I tend to, like, if I struggle with severe depression in a month, I would lose like 7 to 8 kilograms. Like easily. And I'm not even like, guys, I'm over 6 feet tall. I am, this guy wants to flank. I am, like I'm 6 feet tall. That's 186 centimeters tall, right? But if I lose these 8 to 7 kilograms, I'm only weighing like 55 kilograms. That is severely underweight. Severely. Fortunately, right, over the last few months, I could get to like a more healthy weight, I would say, right? But yeah, once I hit those severe depression phases, I am mostly just losing most of the weight again. I mean, currently, I luckily have tried out a new medication, right? A new anti-depressant, or how are they called? I don't know. And actually, they helped me with eating a bit more, even during severe depression. So I have not been losing as much weight this year. And also helping, like my parents, oh, wrong side. My parents helping me, you know, with food. I at least am not losing as much weight. Because that's something I'm stressing about when I am not having these severe depression phases. Like, I'm mostly stressing about my bad weight, right? I'm skinny as fuck. I feel bad about myself and my body. So when I'm doing a bit better, I stress about trying to gain weight, right? Like, that's always the thing. Like, after I have found a certain rhythm again, when I'm like it swifts back from severe to a milder depression, I try to catch up with everything. I try to catch up with go gym. Yeah, I tried that a lot, but it doesn't matter, right? I could just go ham in the gym, right? Gain a lot of weight. The next depression phase, that's weight that I gain, will be gone in 2 to 3 months completely. Like, I went to the gym for like 2 to 3 months, gained like 9 kilograms. Then severe depression hits, I lose them again in like 2 months. That's not healthy whatsoever. What I want to say is, obviously, when you're feeling a bit better, like, it's like, obviously I'm still a human being, and I still want to do stuff sometimes, right? Or I have goals and dreams, or just, I want to get my life together, especially for my loved ones around me, because that's kind of the worst thing. Like, I mean, probably this is like a big mistake, or a big thing, or a bad thing about me, that I don't care about myself too much, but I don't want to see my loved ones seeing me suffer, right? I kind of don't want, like, I mostly do it for my, the people that are close to me, that I try to get better. But what I wanted to say, like, if I do better for a couple months, I just have the urge to catch up with everything that I missed when I was struggling with the severe depression over the last couple months, right? Oh, this guy will kill me. He will. Okay, guys, I want to catch up with everything, right? I just talked about the weight. I try to eat a lot, right? I try to do a lot of sports to get back to a certain weight or a body that I at least feel somewhat comfortable with, right? Then, with my studies, I try to catch up with my studies, right? I try to catch up with the studies, right? With exams, with just catching up everything that I missed. I try to catch up with human relations, with friends, right? Just with contacts. Online, I try to catch up with streams. I try to catch up with YouTube videos, because that's something I want to do. I'm passionate about content creation. Also, something that I love doing is competing. I try to catch up with competing. The thing is, if you're out of the loop, for Splatoon, for example, for competing, you have to catch up a lot with the current meta and everything, right? Then I have to catch up with things that I couldn't do when I was, like, there's a lot of logistical thing, like organizational things you have to do, that you have to catch up with. It's like, there's so much to do that you have missed out on, right? That you want to just do again, right? You want to get out, maybe see some things, go on some trips. You want to just get to a healthier lifestyle. You want to go out for a walk every day, right? Just me, someone who has always struggled with eating, like, that already takes a lot of time. Like, just eating enough. Like, there's so much you want to do at once, because you have just missed out on so much, right? That I always start to overwork myself in these phases where I'm doing a bit better. And maybe I burn out myself, mostly. I'm probably pretty sure that me spiraling into depression again was me being burnt out, because there was the Splatoon 3 release, right? I am a content creator. I was looking so forward to this game, Splatoon 3, right? and I want to just like this is like the prime time for you to gain like a new audience. Like that's something like you want your stuff to be seen. If you have a passion for content creation, you want your stuff to be seen, and that's like the number one chance as a Splatoon content creator to get a new audience in. I mean, look at other content creators. Look at Dude. He beat 100k. I'm so lucky for. I'm so happy for my boy Dude that he reaches 100k. Right? Look at Chara. I think he got like over 20k subs a month. Insane growth. Like I'm so happy for him that he's getting the numbers in. But obviously, it's kind of leaves a sour taste because you kind of want to at least. I mean, I don't need like these insane numbers like 20k. Like a couple thousand would already be like insane, right? And I mean, obviously numbers are kind of toxic, but I mean, it is hard to not look at others like capitalizing on these exciting times that we have, right? And I can't do that myself, right? That really stinks. But I mean, obviously, I have to focus more on myself and mental health before. It's just obviously I missed another huge opportunity. And content creation is really not the best thing to do when you're as unreliable as me, because the YouTube algorithm really punishes you for not being consistent. Like I have been doing good numbers with YouTube all my life mostly, right? But I could have done way better numbers all my life if I would have just stick to it. But I could never stick to it because of my condition. That I would always spiral out of control into severe depression, and the YouTube algorithm has always punished me severely when not uploading. That's just how it is. It kind of sucks that the thing that I enjoy the most, like content creation, is my biggest passion, right? And it kind of sucks that your mental illness, like the algorithm punishes you even more because of your mental illness. Like people like, if I compare myself to someone like Dude or Chara again, like they have been on the grind, right? They have been uploading almost daily for weeks, for months, maybe for years. Realistically speaking, I can't do that whatsoever. Unfortunately, I have to, like I always hope that it's the last time I have been spiraling into these severe depressions, but for like 8 to 9 years, it has always been the case that I spiral back into it. Despite being in therapy all the time, being to specialists, being in mental hospitals and everything, right? I'd still have the hope that I would not... Yeah, Dude has been on the grind for 10 years. I still hope that someday I would not spiral back into these severe depressions, right? But so far... It always happened. It always did. At this point, I just have to find a way to live with it, right? A way to cope with it. Obviously, maybe someday it won't happen anymore. I'm still trying to be hopeful. You have to be hopeful. Because stuff like suicide and suicidal thoughts are not far if you live a life are not far off if you live a life like me, right? You have to keep the hope up that someday you will find a way to live a healthy life, right? Maybe I have to deal with this my whole life. Like there's like mental illness like bipolar, like I don't know how it's called in English. I think just bipolar, where you just spiral back into depression like every couple months, and you just have to deal with that. Like it's just, guys. I'm glad you're so hopeful. That's a lot. Yeah, like obviously, like I lost hope a lot, right? Bipolar depression disorder or something like this. Yes, I mean I've not been okay. Some therapists or like in mental hospital try to diagnose me with that. I mean they tried to diagnose me with like so much before. Like, I lost count, and I don't want to talk about, like, some diagnosis. I just want to talk about depression. Like, there's some stuff about myself I don't want to talk about. At least not yet. But I just want to talk about depression, right? The thing is, maybe I need to just try to live with that, or learn to live with that, and just accept it, right? Which is already a massive L, right? Because that means I can't do so many things in my life. Like, I'm struggling so much with my studies still. It could be that I won't be able to finish my studies whatsoever. I might not be able to ever hold like a proper job, right? Which is serious stuff, right? Misdiagnosis, yeah, there have been a lot of misdiagnoses in my life. But that should not be the problem. Like, this is like very hard for me to realize. Like, guys, okay, I might be getting a bit emotional here. I mean, you can't maybe hear it as much because I'm not someone who shows emotions much. I mean, if tears run down my face, you can't see it at least right now. But I mean, I talked about why I don't use a face cam right now anyway, because I look fucking filthy. But I mean, the thing that I want most in my life, right, is just to live a normal life, right? Just to have some stability in my life. And to actually being able to focus on the things that I want to do. Like, I don't know how I should be able to hold down like a normal job in my life to make a living for myself, right? That's kind of the number one thing. Like, I try to, like, I mean, I thankfully can live with my parents, right? And the social welfare state in Germany is good enough that I would not even have to work at all. I mean, but I wouldn't be able to do anything then, right? I would be dead poor, obviously, but at least I wouldn't be homeless or something. But the thing is, I just want to be able to live like I want to provide for myself, right? I want to provide for myself. That's one thing, right? And enable myself to at least follow some passions of mine. Which, one thing is content creation. I mean, the thing is, I'm not... That might sound maybe a bit egotistical. I'm not talentless. Like, luckily, even though I struggle with this mental illness, or even more than that, like, there's more than just depression, right? But, luckily, if there's a God, they have blessed me with some things that make it easier for me. That makes some things easier for me than others, right? For example, in school. This isn't pre-recorded? Nah. This isn't pre-recorded whatsoever. Like, something I can do well is just talk about myself or talk about deep topics with people. So this is actually not that tiring for me. Like I talked about earlier, that I couldn't get myself to eat anything today. I couldn't get myself to, like, brush my teeth, take a shower or anything. But for example, this is for some reason easy. But I wanted to talk about some things that a God, if there's a God, has blessed me with. I mean, obviously I struggled with a lot of things for years, right? With depression and everything, right? I couldn't hold down like my studies or a job or anything. But at least God has blessed me with some things. And that might sound like I'm bragging, but I'm just being realistic here, guys. I'm not having talked much about my school life, right? But I was one of those kids who did not study whatsoever and always got the best grades. Like, I graduated with the best grades possible from school and high school. Just because I didn't have to study in school. I would just understand things easily. So I guess I just have enough, like, logical intelligence, right? To at least not have to struggle in school. Like, I struggled a lot with, like, peers in school. With social life in school. But I always had the best grades. So, like, I can understand things very, very easily. I don't want to say I'm intelligent. I'm probably having, like, high, logical intelligence, if that's a term, but very low emotional intelligence. But, at least that's something I have, right? I guess I'm pretty creative as well, if looking at my, YouTube stuff, right? I've been successful with YouTube. I even was successful, like, I'm someone who always, I can, like, understand things pretty well. I mean, I became European and Vice World Champion in a stupid thing like Splatoon. I mean, that sounds like a silly achievement, but I mean, after all, you have to really push yourself and understand things, right? It sounds dumb, like, even though I have all these depression things, like most of the stuff I am doing in my life, other than social things, right? I have major success with, right? I mean, having like a successful YouTube channel. That's not something everyone has. Being able to like push yourself in like a video game to become like vice world champion, having insane grades in school, like that's like there's stuff like I have some talents in some stuff. The thing is, I'm not a functioning human whatsoever, right? And I just have to find a way to get these talents to a way that I can provide for myself, right? But I feel bad about bragging these things because I can't do anything for that. Like that, I had an easy time at school. I couldn't do anything for that. I was just blessed, I guess, that I could understand things more than other people, right? I didn't do anything for that. I didn't study. I mean, that's a thing that comes that comes back at me in like college. I never learned how to study, right? Because I would always just instantly understand things. In college, there's just so much stuff you have to learn that you actually have to study, and that's also a reason why I struggle so much at college. But it's a lot of for a lot of people that had it easy in school, right? Like, obviously, I lack in some departments, but I'm pretty good in some other departments. Gifted child. I mean, the gifted child's programs, that's not a thing where I grew up with. I'm pretty sure I would have been in one if I would have been in the US or something. But that doesn't matter. I mean, everyone has their own challenges, right? I at least see that I have some talents, right? The thing is, even though I probably have a lot of like very like distinctive talents, I have not been able. Jesus Christ, English language. I have not been able whatsoever to get this into like a... Like I said, guys, I don't have high expectations of life, right? I don't want to get far in life. I just want to be able to live a normal life and provide for myself. I have not been able to achieve that whatsoever. I mean, I'm young. I'm only 24, right? On the internet, at least in the Splatoon community, that might be a bit older than usual, right? Hey, Stro. But I am... I mean, if you look at me like this, at least career-wise, I'm a total failure, right? For Americans, this might be... I think I've never talked about this online, because I am very embarrassed about this, right? But, like, career-wise, I dropped out of college 3 times. I'm currently on my 4th study. In Germany, like, you can study for free, right? It's not that severe as in the States, right? But I had to drop out for my first studies. I couldn't even start them. Like, I moved to a city, right? And I fell into a severe depression. I could not, I could not care for myself whatsoever. That was probably the hardest. That was the hardest time of my life so far. Because it was right after high school. Like, I graduated with the best grades possible. I got into a study which was pretty prestigious, where you could only get into with the best grades possible. I moved to a different city, but I could not get myself to do anything there. I was just being there for months doing nothing whatsoever, and I was just too embarrassed to talk to anyone, to my parents, and say, yeah, I'm not even studying, right? So that was the first time I dropped out. The second time, I went to, I started another studies. Like, the first studies I did was neuroscience. Very interesting topic, right, guys? And like I said, you had to get insane traits to get into that prestigious study here in Germany, right? But I didn't do that, right? The second time, I went to a college like 25 kilometers where my parents live, right? So very close to home, because if anything happens again, I would be close to home, right? That was the thought process. And there I just started to study something that I felt like... I started to study something that I was very interested in. So I started studying politics, right? Second studies. And that was actually probably the best time in my life. I had one of the longest highs there in my life. Like, I could actually study for a semester at the college. That was also the time when Splatoon 2 came out. When I got my first team in Splatoon 2. When I started winning Luti, all the majors there. When I won the European Championship and got into the World Championship and got Vice World Champion. Then another severe depression hit. I fell behind with my studies so much that I cancelled them, and at the same university enlisted myself into another studies, which was biochemistry, something that was very close to what I was first attempting to study, neuroscience, right? Like, neuroscience is kind of like a specialized biochemistry, right? The thing is, I got into neuroscience or biochemistry because I was always told I was so good in those fields. I was good in those fields, definitely. I'm like one of those people who have an easy time understanding math, chemistry, physics, right? If you graduate from high school in Germany, you have to pick like certain subjects you focused on. I focused on math. I focused on physics and chemistry. Like, most people take something easy, like like music, history or something they are interested in. No, I made it the hardest for myself, and I still aced like my graduation. That's why I also thought I would study something like that I'm good at, because like that's rare apparently that people are good at like chemistry, physics, maths. I mean, it's harder than other stuff, right? But I never had a passion for that. I only started to study that because barely anyone would do that, right? So I thought my talents would not be wasted. And ever since I was little, people would call me like a little professor, or just would expect me to go into like something like this. Because I was always good at it. But I always hated it, right? Which is kind of dumb that I even started to study that twice. But yeah, the third studies, like I said, biochemistry. Again, there was a pretty prestigious like program again. But again, I fell into severe depression because I would always do that. I was always do that. Music is not easy, bro. Music was always easy for me. I have been playing the piano since I was 7 years old, so I took piano lessons at least, right? But I started to understand how music works on my own. So I actually can compose music or improvise enough that I can just play and just play whatever I'm feeling, right? So I'm actually pretty good at music. That's something that came natural to me as well. So I could have easily taken music in like the graduation and just get like the easiest grades there, because I could self-taught myself how music works and then composing and everything. So it's not like I'm talentless. I mean, it sounds like I'm bragging about stuff. I actually have a wide variety of talents. But I mean, yeah, I want to talk about college, right? I mean, it doesn't help me that I'm talented at some things. I mean, I'm miserable in college, right? Your piano was great on RSL2. Thank you, Alice. Okay, guys. Thank you for sharing all this. You know it must be hard. Actually, it feels like it's easy for me. Probably it's hard, I don't know, but guys. So third, like I'm at my second college, enlisted in my third studies, right? Alright, let's just kill some people here. Again, I dropped out because severe depression, and frankly, I had no passion whatsoever for that studies. Okay, guys. I dropped out the third time. Have you been seeing a psychiatrist? I have been seeing psychiatrists for 8 to 9 years in a row so far. I've been to several, right? So yeah, I am being assisted. Fortunately, the German welfare state and like public healthcare, it allows me to stay with therapists for years. It's actually crazy how much you get in Germany for free once you're in the system. And I'm so glad that I live in a country like Germany where I can actually get these things for free. Otherwise, I might have already killed myself, probably, if I would have lived in America and would have no assistance whatsoever. Like, we gotta be, like, this is real talk here, guys. European healthcare, woohoo, like for real, it saves people. It does save people. I can't imagine how I would be in the States. Like not at all. But yeah, it breaks my heart to see like the States still not having like proper mental or like healthcare whatsoever. How did I not hit this guy? Okay, guys. I guess I'm just gonna talk about myself today. Guys, third college, I drop out of it, right? I already feel like a fucking failure, obviously. If you drop out of college 3 times... the thing is, guys... obviously I always think about like, yeah, if I apply to a job or something, right? They see, oh, I dropped out of college 3 times. Oh my god, fucking failure. They would never take me in it or anything, right? Oh, we lost here. Okay, guys. But, and for the 4th time, guys... 4th time, I'm actually enlisted in my 4th studies, so, and my 3rd college, right? This time, I'm doing like, how is it called in English? Online studies, right? So I can study from home, right? So if I fall into severe depression, at least my parents are here, right? And I have some people to kind of, who are there for me. Wait, we defended that? How did we defend that? Guys, I mean it makes sense. Online studies, right? The thing is, I can take it at my own pace. The thing is, I have only like... The lectures are completely recorded, right? Oh shit, I'm throwing. I am very, very flexible with that. Super flexible, right? Which I need. Because then I could maybe not study for like 2 months and then just catch up in like a month or so, right? So that makes sense. That makes sense. I'm super flexible online studies. The thing is, so far, wait, since when did I start those studies? I would be in my 6th semester. So far, I'm getting close to having studied 2 of them. I'm currently, again, taking a 6th semester. Before that, I took a semester of absence to focus on YouTube. Okay, now it's the other way around, right? Because you can do that and apply for that, so your studies halt. So I'm still struggling to keep up with those studies. And I still don't know if I can actually make them. If I can actually go all the way through with it. I think for me it would be best if I would just get into a job with the talents I have without having like a without having graduated in anything, right? But it's, for me, it's still very hard to even like get done these studies whatsoever. And I'm actually, like I said, currently, I am kind of like I'm taking a break again. Like I have basically nothing to do. I could focus completely on YouTube. That was actually my plan. But severe depression is such a bitch that I just can't do that whatsoever. And obviously that is super frustrating for me. Because I want to do these things, but I just can't right now. Like I can't even think about producing videos or doing like normal streams where I entertain people, right? I mean, this is like an exception because I talk about myself, the stream. Because what I have to do is, I have to eat first. I haven't eaten something today yet. I have to just care for myself first. I have to take a shower, brush my teeth. I know all these things. Like, I have been in behavioral therapy for so long. I know what I need to do to like get energy back. But it's so hard to do when you lack that energy to begin with. It is so hard to keep the routines then, to go for a walk, to do sports, to eat right, to care for yourself, right? It's... I know what to do and it's so hard. Work doesn't run away, my family, it says. You always showed us happy, Wadsm. I mean, the thing is, I often stream when I'm going down or spiraling down the severe depression again. Like, I'm trying to keep it up, so a lot of the times I mask a lot when I stream, right? A lot of the times. But the thing is, I still try to start streaming then, because I want to get back into that routine, right? I want to do the things, right? The less I do, like, the bitch about depression is, it sucks out the joy in everything, like, all the hobbies, all the things you do, you just can't do anything, right? Because nothing gives you anything. That's the thing. Like, I could stream and just feel miserable about it afterwards. I could go for a walk, feel miserable about it. I could do sports, I would feel miserable about it. I could go on a nice trip with my family or go to a spa or anything. I would feel horrible afterwards. During that, I would not feel anything. I mean, sometimes I'm even like glad I feel horrible about it. Because if you get to a point where you hit severe depression, right? And you don't feel anything whatsoever anymore. You are so happy about every tiny bit of sadness, of miserableness you feel. Because that's at least a feeling, right? That is a feeling. And that's why you see a lot of people who are depressed that self-harm, right? Because even if it hurts, they at least feel something still. I never self-harm, fortunately. But I get, like, sometimes when you don't feel anything, I have caught myself just trying to force the miserableness, right? So at least feel something. Because at that point, that's better than feeling nothing. And that's just super sad if you say it like that. But unfortunately, it is that way. And yeah. Like, mostly when I hit severe depression, guys, I sleep. I slept 18 hours today to just sleep it away. Because when I sleep, I'm just gone, right? I'm just not here anymore. Obviously, the thoughts are pretty close then that you think about, yeah, if, like, that's the most blissful part of existing, just sleeping and not being there anymore, why even exist in first place, right? So the thoughts of suicide or not being here anymore is pretty close to that. But luckily, even though I have thoughts of these a lot, I know that I won't carry through with them. Because I know that there are people out there, right, that love me. And I'm so thankful that I have at least some friends. I have family, my parents, my brother, right? And I could not, for the sake of it, do, like, okay, we need to talk about it how it is. Like, commit suicide, because that would just, like, transfer the pain to them, right? I could not do it to them. And thankfully I have them kind of as like a check system that I don't do anything to myself. That is very, very important. So I'm so thankful that I have my parents. I'm so thankful that I have my brother. I'm so thankful for all the friends that I have, right? I mean, I don't have many, like, close friends, right? I'm bad at keeping close friends. But I have a lot of people that care about me, even if I don't talk much to them. Have you tested your thyroid? I actually have not, Kat. Good thing that you suggested, because some professionals have suggested that. Yet, but I never went through with it. Because I forgot to tell my doctor about it, I think. Or actually, I think I have at one point. Okay, guys. Anyway, you have us, yeah. Like, that's also something that goes through my mind when I'm having those dark thoughts, right? Like, it would be horrible for you guys to read that I would just be not here anymore at some point, right? Like, I always feel so bad when I read about someone online having taken their life, right? It's just horrible, horrible things. Okay, guys, oh, I need to get into another match. I forgot. But yeah, I'm so glad that I at least have family, guys. Another thing that I don't want to talk into detail about it. Because, guys, I have depression, right? I have had depression for so long. Depression is really a bitch. Because there's not a cause whatsoever. Like, my life was, apart from maybe not being able to find success in social life, right? Like, I was kind of like a loner in my teen years, right? Like, everything was great for me, right? Things went easy for me. I had the best grades. I had success with everything I do, right? I had no financial troubles whatsoever. Like, my dad had a pretty good job. So my dad grew up dead poor, but my dad really, like, I have the most respect for my dad. He was dead poor. He had no parents whatsoever. He still managed to go all the way through school, all the way through college, study, get like a super nice job, and get out of like dead poorness into like a middle class life. And I'm so glad and so happy, or just I have the biggest respect for him, and I'm so so thankful for him that I could grow up. I mean, we were not like rich or anything, but we never had financial troubles at least, and I'm so glad that I never had financial troubles. But even if everything is fine in your life, depression can still just come and hit with barely anything causing it, right? Like, you could have everything, or like from an outside perspective, everything can go so well, but you would still be depressed. It doesn't make any sense. The thing I want to talk about, as of lately in my life, unfortunately, how do I say this? Like, I was pretty lucky that I was living a mostly trouble-free life, I would say. Like, just from the surface circumstances, right? But in the last few years, that has changed significantly, and things are happening in my family that I wouldn't wish upon my my worst enemies. I mean, I don't have worst enemies, but I wouldn't wish this on anyone. The things that my families currently, unfortunately, have to go through, which is obviously, like, now I actually, if it sounds dumb, but I would actually have reasons to be depressed right now. Obviously, depression doesn't work that way. Depression doesn't work that way. Everything can be totally fine and you can still get depressed. But unfortunately, my situation here is very, very dark. I don't want to go into details with it. I might at some point, but like the environment here is like, it's just like, we have a lot to deal with right now. Let's just say it like that, right? And the thing is, I hate myself for it, and I know that is super toxic. But I hate myself for it, that me and my depression and my whole condition causes additional pain, suffering, problems for my family, while we already have so much on our plate right now. Like, this is always the first thing that I think about, that I'm just causing headaches and troubles to my family, and maybe to my close ones and loved ones, when I just fall down into depression again and can't function. This is kind of the worst thing about it. This is a very toxic mindset, because I have to think about myself first, right? And like, I pressure myself to not spiral down any depression whatsoever, because I don't want to be a burden to anyone, right? Because they have so much on their plate already. I don't want to be a burden or anything, but it still happens. It still happens, and that's the worst feeling, right? You don't feel bad about yourself. You feel bad about others, that you are a burden for them. And this is the worst thing about it for me. It's just, that's when you wish you wouldn't be you wouldn't be born at all, because then they wouldn't know about your existence, right? And you wouldn't be a burden to them if you wouldn't just exist, right? The thing is, obviously you would be even a bigger burden if you would just go out of existence and take your life, because then you would just transfer the pain onto them, right? But if you wouldn't have been born at all, if they wouldn't know about your existence, that would be probably the better thing. I mean, those are pretty dark thoughts, I would say, right? But yeah, guys, I don't want to be a burden to anyone. That's the thing. But I know I am, with the way I am. The thing is, if I would live off welfare my whole life, right? Like, I might not ever be able to hold down a job my whole life, which means I would need to live on welfare my whole life, right? And I would feel super bad about that, because that just means other people are financing me and my way of life. I don't want to be a burden onto society. I mean, that is kind of like a very toxic thought that maybe like a capitalistic society has engraved into us, that we have to be productive in order to have we have to be productive in order to justify us being alive, right? But I don't want to be a burden onto society as well, and I can see me being that in my life, and that is something that I have, like that. Those are just thoughts that every now and then just come down onto you, and they're also very hard to deal with, because I don't want to be a burden to anyone. I want to just be I want to sustain myself, right? I want to provide for myself and give back to the people around me who have been nothing but kind to me. I mean, fortunately, I have experienced a lot of kindness in my life. I can be super thankful for that. I mean, I try to give kindness wherever I can in my life as well. Probably since I only experience kindness in my life. Okay, I not only experience kindness in my life. I've been I was bullied a bit in school and stuff like that. I mean, obviously not everyone has been kind to me, right? But I'm at least someone who can see them then, like they must have been struggling with something else in their life. Like I can distinguish that pretty well. It's just, yeah, I just want, I just want people to be happy. I'm kind of a bit of a pushover, yeah, because I'm just kind of someone who wants to make it right for everyone, right? That can be a weakness as well, but yeah. I mean, if you're someone who kind of just wants the others to be happy, right? And then you are like me, who is just so hard to, I must assume, to deal with, because I am a miserable person, right? I spread negativity, unfortunately, when I am so much down that I'm in severe depression again. That, I mean, it's kind of wrong, right? Like, I don't want to, I won't want to deal with anyone when I'm, like, in severe depression, because I don't want to spread all the negativity, right? I don't want to be a burden to anyone. But after all, I kind of need to stay in touch with people, right? That's also a thing, because like with content creation, right? I like to entertain. I like to just people to have like a good time. Like when they watch my content, I want them to be like just having a good time, right? Also on the stream. So if I can't provide that, I don't want to do it, right? So if I feel super miserable myself, I can't provide entertainment. I can't provide just like good vibes, right? You're not a burden, please. Yeah, I know. It sounds hard, Sparky. I know these thoughts are wrong and toxic. The thing is, Sparky, we often know that a lot of behaviors or thoughts that we have are not beneficial, are toxic, and we shouldn't have them, right? We as human beings are smart enough to realize that, but we still have them, and it's still so hard to get rid of them, right? You can try to suppress them, which I mostly do, right? But that takes a lot of energy. That takes insane amounts of energy. You know that they are bad. You know you have to suppress them and just to get rid of them. That takes so much energy. But if you are struggling with severe depression already, where you barely have energy to do anything, I don't have energy today to go up to get myself at least something to eat. I can't shower. I can't do anything except for sleeping for 18 hours, and if I can't sleep whatsoever anymore, I'm just sitting in my chair here and try to distract myself so I don't spiral down with bad thoughts, right? And if you're that low in energy, it's going to be harder and harder to battle and combat those bad thoughts. That's why I choose to distract myself. I choose to get out with sleep. I choose to just consume media, to just be like a mindless zombie, not thinking about anything, right? It is super hard. I mean, it's not the first time I deal with this. Like I say, I've been dealing with this for like 8 to 9 years. And it swings back and forth between mild and severe depression. Every couple of weeks, every couple of months. So this is something I deal with a couple times a year, right? So this is not the first time. And I must say, with everything I learned over the years, it's getting slowly a little bit better every time. But it's still not great, right? That's huge, I mean it. You're just very worried about me. The thing is, I don't want people to be worried about me. That's why I choose to mostly just lay low when it happens on social media. Not post anymore, not do anything on Twitter anymore. The thing is, in these situations, I have to just to cling to something that I love doing, right? The thing is, mostly, there's barely anything that's like, when you don't have depression. The thing is, I have not been depression-free for a long time. Like, even if I don't suffer from severe depression, I suffer from mild depression, right? Like, a lot of things that I enjoyed doing in my teens, I just don't enjoy whatsoever anymore. Because depression just sucks out the joy out of it whatsoever. Like, for example, I talked about being pretty good at playing the piano. I don't do this for years anymore. Because it just doesn't give me anything anymore. I don't do sports anymore. Like, the only thing that I sometimes do, just not because I enjoy it, but because it distracts me, is watching videos on the internet or playing a video game, because it distracts me. I don't do it because I like doing it. I do it because it distracts me. Like, over the years, I have barely played new video games. I probably, even though this is kind of like the biggest hobby pre-depression, and that's still like the thing, if I do it, I still do it, video games, I barely started playing new video games whatsoever. If I play video games, I just play the same old ones again. The only thing that I find, guys, and that might sound a bit cringy, right? That even if I'm super down in severe depression, that I notice gives me something positive, right? And with something positive, it's just like a positive, exciting feeling. It's actually competing in a video game, right? So competition, for some reason, is the only thing that then kind of excites me a little bit. That's why I, like, even though I'm currently struggling from severe depression once again, right? Over the last few weeks, you saw the only streams I did were tournament streams. Because I'm really trying hard to cling to that one thing that kind of is a little bit easier for me to do, because I feel like there's a bit of excitement left, right? So I try to do this still. I try to play a tournament, right? To cling to that little bit of excitement that I find, right? That's why I mostly, when I'm depressed, like I say I play video games, but I'm not only playing one certain type of video game, which is multiplayer games. And I only play ranked then, because I want to compete and keep that high of the thrill of the competition, I guess. I think I really like. I think that comes from. Okay, let me go back to that. When I was playing, like I talked about it earlier, that I had kind of like a half of a year high, right? When I was playing Splatoon 2 in the early days, when we were having mad success, right? And then I got into like the European Championship and World Championship, right? During these times, I was actually suffering from severe depression again, right? But I remember that feeling, right? Like, I was suffering from the severe depression during those tournaments, right? But I remember flying to LA. Like, guys, I have been a Nintendo gamer the whole time, right? Imagine flying to LA to H3. Super exciting thing, right? It didn't do anything for me. It's just so sad with depression. It just didn't do anything for me. So I went there, right? Already knowing that my studies are failing. I didn't do anything around that. I didn't practice for the tournament whatsoever, right? So I go to the World Championship. I try to mask as well as I can. But then we play in the semifinals against the USA, right? And we beat them
3-2 in like the clutchest set ever. And I felt so many emotions in that moment, right? I felt so many emotions in that moment. The thrill of the win, right? I cling to that for years, and I still cling to that. I still cling to that moment, and that's why I still like seek the thrill of the win of the competition when like that's kind of the only thing I distract myself with when I'm, because I feel like that's kind of the only thing that still gives me something then. Like when I'm hitting those severe depressions, I try to just play ranked games. Like Overwatch is one of the ones I play the most then. I just play Overwatch ranked because I just want to, or Splatoon ranked, because I just want to, even like in small doses, an accomplishment, right? I mean, it's not much about an accomplishment. Like, I'm accomplishing much else there, Obito, as well. Like, I could upload a video, right? That video could reach 100k views, which is insane. Like 100k people watching your video. You get nothing but positive feedback from that video. In the comments, everything, right? You kind of maybe made people happy. You get the feedback of that, and it doesn't give you anything back. And it just feels like during depression, it's just a bitch, because like the usual reward systems that you would get from accomplishments, they don't work anymore. They do not work whatsoever. It's really a bitch. It's so I mean, obviously winning like a game is an accomplishment, right? But for me, it's something about the feeling about winning in a game, I guess. Like, I've always been playing a lot and always tried to seek to be better in games than others. That's kind of like something I did like in kindergarten already with like dumb cards game, or in primary school. Like, I would always just try to find the best way to play a game in order to be successful in it. Competitive gives you an excitement, yeah, but it's very little. But I just cling to that then, right? But the thing is, a lot of the times I would just still choose to not play competitive Splatoon then. And that's always something that bugged me a lot, because each time I went back to competitive Splatoon, right, I just noticed that I fell behind, so much behind the competition. And with Splatoon 2, I felt like I never catched up. That's also a thing, because I never could really hold like a team and people to play with because of spiraling back into severe depression, right? With Splatoon 3, I finally saw a chance again at really competing at the best, because I know what I'm capable of in the game, right? But yeah, I don't know. It might sound like I'm actually, even though this is like the first time I'm spiraling back into severe depression. During Splatoon 3, I'm still trying to kind of just keep playing the game. Because kind of Splatoon is something like, I don't know, yeah. I sometimes get something out of this game. Still. And I cling to it, I guess. It might be cringe, but I mean, it is just something, I mean, you have to cling to anything that holds you in life, right? When you have depression. Like, I read about someone, I don't know exactly what it was, like a series on anime or something, right? Someone who was suffering from severe depression, who's also suicidal and everything, and he said the only thing that holds him back in life was just he wanted to know how the story ends, right? Because the series was not finished yet. And he felt kind of embarrassed about that. But that's nothing to feel embarrassed about. If that's what keeps you in life, then ride that high. Cling to that. That's so important. I saw that in your gameplay. You're more motivated. Been taking it more seriously, yeah. I mean, it's still a bitch, Obi, because like, you know, it's I sleep 18 hours a day. I don't eat whatsoever. Like, my body is not working properly. Like, if you compete, you really want to be on top of your game, right? You want to be in a good mental space. You want to eat well. You want to meditate, maybe to get into a good focus for before a tournament. You want to exercise, so your body is just healthy. You want to go maybe for a walk, breathe in some fresh air. just that your body and your mind works better. And I always notice that. Like, I'm playing worse for that. For not eating, for having like a insanely unhealthy playstyle. That's why for the tournament on the weekend, right? I really channeled all the energy into that. Probably all the energy of the week I channeled into the tournament, guys. I did try to wake up at a proper time, right? I tried to take care of myself. I tried to brush my teeth. I actually took a shower, guys. I couldn't wash my hair. Unfortunately, I couldn't. But I ate breakfast, right? Huge accomplishment. Then I went for a walk. Then I did a little bit of sports. Then I started to meditate. Then I actually ate something. Then I watched some JP guys gameplay. To be really in the best, like, me that I could be for the tournament, right? This is very important. And then I really tried to play like a mental game, prepare mentally. Then I did a nice warm-up with Squid Aimer in solo queue. Then I played some scrims, and then I played the tournament, right? That is nice. Yeah, that's how you need to do it. And I felt like I was playing well in the tournament. But, I mean, I can only catch up so much from before, because all the days before I still live super unhealthy, right? It's just... I mean, I'm actually... Yeah, Obi, I mean, it kind of keeps me alive. I mean, it made me shower, so I'm actually not that filthy for the next few days. Like, I still feel super embarrassed talking about, oh yeah, I sometimes don't take a shower for 2 weeks or so. That is disgusting. I mean, everyone who has done that, or everyone who has not showered for a couple of days, you know how disgusting it is. How disgusting you feel with yourself. But if you don't have the energy to do it, it's crazy. I mean, guys, I mean, it's true that I'm being super vulnerable here right now. I don't know what view or picture you have now of me. It's just, I mean, obviously, like, most people will probably see this like as like a strength thing, that I can be so vulnerable and open up about things like this. I mean, I didn't plan to do this. It's just happening. Like, I just woke up and just had a feeling, okay, I kind of want to do something, right? Streaming is kind of the thing, because I can't shower, right? I wouldn't be able to perform in-game if I would play solo queue or something. I would just get annoyed. But what if I just talk about me, right? So, after 2 to 3 days I feel like shit. Shaky. It's... guys, it's just... Life is a bitch, right? I still hope that I can somewhat find, like, guys, I might not ever be able in my whole life to hold down a proper job. But I have talked about it, that I have certain talents in my life, that certain things are easy for me. Maybe I can hold down like a job, or maybe not a job, but like a freelance job, where I just work for a couple of months, right? Make enough money, and then when the severe depression hits again, because maybe I'm just genetically just having a disorder that it just is bound to happen, right? And then I can take my time. I can take the few months that I need to recover, and then when I'm doing better again, for like the other half of the year, I can at least work freelancing and get some money in to sustain and provide for myself, right? That's kind of the hope that I'm clinging onto, right? Somehow. Because like I said, I'm having certain talents. Like, I can get good at things very easily. Like, the thing is, if I dig into something, I'm quick and good at figuring out how things work, right? I can teach myself a lot of things myself and actually be kind of successful with it. Like, even some more abstract things like video creation, which a lot of creativity comes with that, but also a lot of mechanical skill with the editing, or like understanding music by playing the piano, composing own songs or something like that, or just in like a video game, understanding what you need to do to achieve a certain goal in a video game, which, for example, winning a match, right? just look at a match like, for example, split zones, identifying a win condition, pushing yourself, realizing what you need to do in order to accomplish that certain win condition. Those are valuable skills in life, right? That can be transferred to a lot of stuff. I just have to find something that works with, unfortunately, the predisposition that maybe might have come with being born. Because maybe, I don't know for sure yet, because the science on it, they don't know yet exactly what it is, right? Depression, that could be like something in your, like, okay, doctors and scientists, they just disagree on where it comes from. A lot of like mental illness or disorders. Maybe that's something you're born with. Maybe that's something that just has a certain trigger in life and can just go away again, right? If it's something I'm born with, I have just to deal with it my whole life, right? But yeah, my view of you didn't change. Glad about it. I think I might upload this on YouTube as well. Not on my main channel, but on my second channel. Because most people on YouTube, they have no idea what's happening, I guess. Oh, I'm not playing a game. Let's play a game, I guess. Damn. Oh, what a disgusting feeling again. Like, I'm noticing in my stomach how it's... how it's, going after all the fat reserves that I have. Like, I haven't eaten much the last few days, right? So I'm noticing that I'm losing weight. It's a nasty ass feeling, but I don't have any appetite whatsoever, and getting food right now is very hard. But I think this talking about you guys kind of gave me a bit of a high, so I think I will be able to get to the kitchen afterwards and at least get like a bread out. I still have some breads that I can eat, so at least something. But yeah, I don't want to look like, it feels bad because I'm knowing I'm losing weight again, and I'm a skinny guy, right? I'm self-conscious about my figure being and being just, yeah. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being skinny, but I mean, I've been too skinny my entire life, so shit, knowing. High calorie drinks helped you. Thank you for talking so openly. Been going through a lot of similar things in my life and I relate a lot. Glad that you can relate, or maybe that it can give you something. All the best to you and your struggles as well, my friends. Hey Flippy, hope you're doing fine. I don't know, guys. I talked about some things now. Guys, it's so frustrating because, yeah, I'm falling behind, right? With friends and family, like not being able to talk to them. I'm falling behind with my studies. I'm falling behind with streams. I'm falling behind with content, right? I'm falling behind with competitive Splatoon that I love doing. I am falling behind, yeah, with my weight. I'm falling behind with maybe discipline, that I'm doing sports regularly, that I'm eating regularly. I'm falling behind with so much, and that is so frustrating in these times of severe depression, because I'm falling behind with so much, right? For example, right now, what bugs me the most is content creation. Like, I missed that significant window, that release window of Splatoon 3, when a lot of other content creators did a lot of content, amazing content, and got a lot of new people watching their content, very rewarding times for them. I wanted to get that excitement of the release. I wanted to use it as well to do a lot of content, right? And I missed it. And it just sucks, like, on top of like you feeling like super bad and being depressed, like the frustration of everything that you miss, it's just unbearable, right? And obviously, you guys, it's no wonder then that every time when I come back, right? Every time when I come back, that I kind of get burnt out too quickly.
I've been dealing with similar for 40 years.
40 years?
It's something difficult to deal with.
Jesus.
It's hard as balls. But I know you will manage. You have a good head on your shoulders and a lot of talent.
Thank you, Deviant, that means a lot. And, damn, 40 years. I hope you're managing somewhat well. I mean, I guess if you have something like this, like, I don't think the expectation of life is as much as like a healthy person, right? So you doing 40 years already, like, mad respect to you. As dark as it sounds, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it that long. I hope I will. I hope I will live a long and healthy life, right? But mad respect to you. And I hope everything is... Like, I hope you can continue dealing with that. And I hope you found, like... If you've already dealt 14 years with it, I think you found a way to kind of deal with it, right? To kind of pull through. So I'm super glad to hear that you found something like this, or at least I assume. But yeah, where was I? I wanted to say, yeah, with me being frustrated by missing so much, it's no wonder that I try to, like, catch up with everything if I start to being able to function a bit more again, right? And me being at the risk of burning out then, right? That's no surprise then as well, that I burn out myself too much because I want too much then. I want to catch up with streams. I want to catch up especially with content. I want to catch up with my friends and family to just talk with them again. I want to catch up with a good routine again. I want to manage my sleep schedule. I want to manage my my diet. I want to manage just going out for walks. I want to get like sport back into the routine, right? I want to get back into my studies again. There's just so much to do, right? So I sometimes take it too fast, right? But yeah, Benny, I didn't see what you wrote, right? But I'm feeling so bad at not coming back to you, right? Because I really want to start working on the art of, right? Like, that's such something I try to set myself as a goal each day. But it just doesn't happen. What did you write, Benny? Didn't get the whole talk, whatever bad stuff going on here. People are here to support. Thank you, Benny. I know, I'm so glad that I'm having someone like you helping with all the stuff. It means so much to me. 8 years is not something to scoop off either, Wadsm. Yeah, thanks. But, yeah, I don't know. Professional help. Yeah, I've been in professional help for so much. So many different therapists, so many different approaches. Mental hospitals. I've even been to a cloister, right? Yeah, I might change my therapist soon again. I've been with my current therapist, even though I had some good, like, some good stuff coming for me, but I've been with my current therapist for 3 years by now. That's the longest I ever been with a single one. But yeah. Guys, I think that's it for me right now. Damn. I mean, obviously this is still very tiring to talk about oneself like this. I think I talked about a lot. I mentioned some stuff that I never mentioned before that I'm very embarrassed about. Especially like dropping out of college 3 times. And I'm on the verge of dropping out a 4th time. Guys, that's insane. That's actually insane. Like, barely anyone ever does that. I'm very embarrassed by that. But, yeah. I mean, in context, it kind of makes sense, right? But if that's like the first thing you hear about me, that's like crazy. But yeah, the right therapist can work wonders. Yeah, I want to get to a therapist with like a more psychological approach again. Like, I've been for 3 years with someone with a behavioral, one on behavior, focus on behavior. You know what I mean, right? And every now and then in mental hospitals I had others with different approaches, but yeah. Thank you for this. We understand it's embarrassing, but we don't think worse of you. Thank you, Cars. Thank you for being so open with us. I mean, thank you for being so supportive, I guess.
You can make the college, trust in yourself. Yeah, like at this point, I would just love to just start somewhere with my talents and just do this without like a qualification of college. Like I am, like when it comes to media stuff, I could immediately start somewhere because I have self-taught myself so much skills, so many practical skills that I know that I would be valuable for a lot of companies. But getting the foot in nowadays, you kind of need like a piece of paper that says, "Oh, I'm able to do something," which kind of sucks. But yeah, you're loved by us. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it, guys. I don't know what the next day is gonna bring. Maybe this is gonna be the breakthrough. I mean, I've been with this severe depression for like 3 to 4 weeks now. Usually it is longer than that. It lasts longer, but it can be shorter. And maybe just having done a step like this will help me just getting back at things. But I know that I have to take it slowly. Like, I know I have to take it one step at a time. If I'm gonna eat something today, that's an absolute win. And maybe, like, another thing is, that is, okay, one short thing for the end. Tomorrow is my father's birthday. That is very important to me. But we have family coming over, right? So this is something I have to prepare mentally a lot of. And I still have, before that, to take a shower and to just get like into like a presentable state, because right now how I am right now, I can't go out and see any people whatsoever, right? So that's a big one for me right now. Do it for them, yeah. That's a good motivation, doing it for my father, because it's very important to me. All right, but yeah. Thank you to Joben. Oh, an idol? Damn. But yeah, thank you. Give a hug in person. Yeah, thank you for all the kind words, guys. But I gonna try to celebrate those small victories. I mean, this is a giant victory. Like, doing something like this is a giant victory. And I need to remind myself, like, this is a giant victory. Even if I don't eat anything today. This is a giant victory. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to me. It means a lot. Thanks for having you, like just having you guys, you sticking with me. Like, I almost write this under every video, right? Thank you for sticking with me, but it means so much that you stick with me and still like enjoy my content or something like this, right? And watch me if I'm doing better. It means so much, right? It's just so glad to have you guys, and yeah, I hope this wasn't too negative. So all the best to you guys as well, and thank you for all the kind words, guys. It means so much in Metro, yeah. Thanks for the 40 months. Insane that you could stay 40 months. But yeah, guys.
Wadsm pray, Wadsm love, Wadsm pray.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. It means so much. Alright. You're gonna hear from me. Let's see. And then hope you're gonna have a good one. Damn, I'm shaking a bit right now. I'm shaking a bit. Even community subs, damn. Now I gotta get into the streamer mode. Is watching and Puth, thanks so much for the welcome to the squad, and thanks so much for the support. And damn it, streamer mode not. But yeah, guys, it means a lot. It means a lot. Have a good one, you too. Have a good one. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye bye.